friends, Jackie Bolhuis from Klompen Stampers. Today I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy set of note cards that are perfect for gift giving. And then I'm going to show you a real simple way to package them up. You know, we think about making cards and sending them to people, but how about making some cards, putting them together and giving them to someone else, maybe someone that doesn't make their own cards, and encouraging them then to send them to someone else. So that's what it's all about today. Quick and easy cards. I have a ton of tips. We're going to color some ribbon. We're going to solve the problem of our ink pads being too juicy and your stamps not stamping really well. And I don't know what else. As I go, you never know what tips I'm going to share, but I know those are the things I really want to share with you today. So before I flip the camera down and get stamping, just a quick reminder, with all of my videos, I do a corresponding blog post over on my website. Now the link to that post is right down there in this video description. That will take you to the specific blog post where you will find photos of the projects I share with you today, as well as the recipe, which is simply the cutting directions and the sizes of all the parts and pieces I use. And I'll also list all the supplies that I use. So if you like what I share with you today and you want to order any of these products, hop over there. I make it real easy so you can see everything and you can easily place an order. Now, if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like a catalog, I would love to send you one that you can do over on the website as well. Just click on Request a Catalog. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's flip this camera down and I want to show these quick and easy gift cards and a great way to package them up for a fun little gift for someone. So hang on one sec. Like I said, we have a lot of little tips we're going to share today that will help you not only with this project if you choose to make it, but with just your stamping in general. So the stamp set I'm using is called Prize Peony. Now this is part of a whole suite of products in the annual catalog, but quite often I like to just pull out a stamp set. You know, don't get overwhelmed with the suites thinking you need everything that coordinates, because so often the stamp set is awesome on its own. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to use the stamp set. And we're going to use the greetings. Oh, I've got dimensionals there. We're going to use greetings out of it, the stamps out of it. Everything's out of that one stamp set. Now, let's go ahead. There's quite a few things we're going to do here. So we're going to, if it seems a little disjointed, just know it's all going to come together here real quickly because it really is a quick and easy card. So first things first, have you ever tried to stamp an image and it just seems like your ink pad is too juicy? Now this is a big stamp. I like to actually ink these upside down, but I think this is one that's a little bit too juicy and I want to show you what I mean. This detail on this stamp, we're kind of losing some detail just because it's a little too juicy. It's not bad. I would probably use that like it is, but sometimes they're just way too juicy. So we're gonna make believe that's the case. And what my little trick is to take a spoon and I like to just rub it across that pad and brush that ink off to the side. Now I'm not wasting any ink, it's just kind of moving it to the side. And now you will see the difference when I ink this one. Okay, we're going to ink it up the same way. And then I've got a piece of basic white here that I'm stamping on. And this is actually a layer for my card. But I don't know if there's much difference there. A little bit, not a whole lot. So that wasn't really a great example, but you get the idea if it was too, too blurry, I guess, or just too much ink. You'll know. So anyhow, that was mint macaron. So on this piece of basic white, we've stamped that. Now for these note cards that I'm doing, we're going to do a whole set of them to package them up. I am just kind of mix and matching and using the different greetings in our stamp set here. So for this one, let's use the one that says, "My thoughts are with you." And I'm going to stamp it just on a scrap of basic white. And then we will use a punch to punch it out. Like so. This is a 1.5 inch punch. Any punch you have, circle punch, shape punch, die, whatever will work for what we're doing. So let's just set that aside. Now, our next thing that I want to share with you, and again, this is something you can do on any card, is how to color ribbon. You know, Stampin' Up! Has great coordinating cardstock and ink pads and a few ribbons that coordinate, but they don't have all the colors. Well, with a Stampin' Blend, our alcohol markers, you can color ribbon, especially white, because that's going to give you the best color, but you can color it any color you want. And this crinkle seam binding works awesome for it. So all you're going to do, let's see, why don't we cut off a piece here? We'll go about that big. All you're going to do, I like to use the brush tip, lay it on scrap paper, and then just use that blend and color it. So we're going to make this mint macaron so it will coordinate with our card. It's kind of a monochromatic card. We're just using the mint macaron on this one and black. So there, I have ribbon that's going to match my color. Now, we're going to go ahead and just put that ribbon behind our circle. And to do that, I'm going to just really kind of loop it around so it almost looks like a bow, I guess. And we want to just make sure it's big enough that some of those ends stick out, both sides there. And then I like to just take a little piece of good old-fashioned Scotch tape here. And we're going to come on the back. And again, just kind of pull those so you want to be able to see it off both edges. No real right or wrong reason. Put a piece of Scotch tape on there. And then on the front side, we can kind of trim these. I think that looks good like that. Let's go a little bit. There we go. Like so. So I'm not tying a bow. I know sometimes people struggle with bows. I do too. Linen thread, bow is no problem. But for other ribbons, I have a hard time. And then we're going to go ahead and we'll stick some dimensionals on the back. So that'll hold that ribbon down a little bit too. And we'll take that, peel those off. We're going to put on the front of this basic white. Now we are using note cards and envelopes for this project. I like the size of the note cards and envelopes, and I love that they come in a set. Here, we can move our stamping piece here. So they come in a set, note cards and envelopes. They're already pre-scored. Now remember, anything that's scored, you're going to have an indent and a raised. The raised part is what goes to the inside where it's folding. And then I do like to use my bone folder because I like a nice crisp fold in there. And then I just have a piece of basic black. I love using black. You see me use black a lot. I like because it coordinates with any color. And I think it just really makes your color pop, especially when we're doing kind of a monochromatic look here. So we've stuck that on there. And then we're just going to put a little more adhesive on the back of this one. And we're going to stick that right there on our note card. Now, is that simple or what? Now, you know what? We need our stamping pad here again, because always stamp the insides of your cards as well. So let's get a little bit of this. And I'm going to just kind of come down on the edge, get a little flower going there. And then let's add another one of our greetings. So sorry for your loss. So we'll put that like so. So there's our card. And then before we go ahead and look at the other cards and package them up, I also like to always stamp my envelope. Okay, I have a saying, no naked envelopes going through the mail. So we're going to go ahead and stamp a flower on there as well. Now, talk about a simple card, but it's pretty. I kind of say simple doesn't mean it has to be boring. I think it's a pretty elegant looking card. And in this case, we're going to use it to package up as a gift. So I have done a couple other ones. So exact same design here. We've got Highland Heather. And again, I used the Stampin' Blend to color a ribbon. And I just kind of mixed and matched the different sayings. So we have all different words on each one. We mix and match inside and out. Stamp the envelope with each one. And then we're going to just stack these up. Okay. I only have 3 for this gift. You could certainly do more. And I am going to stick them inside my little cello bag. This is I think it's 6x8 cello bag. These are in the catalog as well. And they just work perfect to package things up like this. And then I have a piece of designer series paper that's Highland Heather. So I picked that color because that's the card I put on the top. And we just kind of wanted things to match. And I am going to just take the cello bag and fold it down. And I think I cut, this is 6x4. And I am going to, it just barely fits over that. So I'm going to put it over like so. And then take a paper punch. So any paper punch, whatever you have. And I like to kind of go in as far as I can go in on that side. And then in. Let's try to line them up in as far as I can go on that side. And then we'll go ahead and use this same ribbon, and we'll keep it white on this. We colored it for each of the ones. Sometimes you gotta poke, especially that cello kind of doesn't want to come out all the way. And you gotta kind of hold this together so you don't lose those holes. And we're taking the ribbon to the back and then bringing it up through the front like so. And I always like to make sure I leave myself plenty when I'm tying a bow, because if you cut it too short, then it's really hard. I like to tie my bows upside down, okay? I think you get the tails going in the direction you want better. So we're gonna just tie it like we were tying our shoe. And flip it over. Now, if you wanted to, you could add a tag to this, or some words up on the top or whatever, but we're keeping it super simple. We're just gonna add that bow. We'll trim our ends like so. And there you go. We are all packaged up for a little gift to give to somebody. Wouldn't that be a fun way? I think we think of gifts for Christmas and birthdays and stuff, but sometimes it's fun just to make up some little sets of note cards and give them away just because, and encourage them to use them as well. So I hope you like the idea. I hope you learned lots of tips, from coloring ribbon to using your ink pads if they're too juicy, even though mine wasn't too bad. And that you've learned something today. So if you have any questions, make sure to reach out to me. I'm here to help you any way that I can. And again, that link is down in the video description. That'll take you over to my blog post on my website with all the details of today's project. So until I stamp with you again, have a stamp happy day.